So here we have a new Android Studio project with a blank activity included. I'm just going to talk about the basics of Android Studio here and point out some key areas of the software that you're going to be using all of the time. So Android Studio has opened up a main-activity.java file, which you can see in front of me here, and it's got the main activity class, and then we've got the onCreate method associated with that class. And we've also got the activity main XML file opened as well on the top tab here. So this here is the XML file which controls everything that the user is going to see. So this is the little top of the window here where all of your files which you currently have open appear. And down the left hand side we have the area where you can explore the files for your project. If we click this little drop down arrow here, we can see we can change the view, so we're looking at different things. We can switch to project view if you want, and we can delve in and out of all of the files associated with your Android application. So these are all of the different files here. If we wanted to, for instance, have a look and find the activity main XML file, then we want to have a look at app, and then we want to have a look at source, and then we want to go into main, resources, layout, and there it is. Okay, now that's a pretty long way to go around things and to find files, so I don't really enjoy using this project view, and I prefer to use the Android view here, which kind of cuts out a lot of the stuff and kind of just shows you the stuff that is quite important. So if we open up the app, then we can have a look. We've got the Java files, and then we've also got the resources files, layout files, and that's much faster to find the activity that we're actually looking for. So on the main area of the screen here, if we have the activity main.xml file open, we can see here we've got lots of different XML code, and I'll explain what this is in another video. But for now, I want to draw your attention to the bottom of the screen where it says design and text. So if we click on the text view, this is what we see, the XML. If we click on the design, then we see Android's interpretation of what the Android app currently looks like, and this is a kind of drag and drop feature where you can build elements. Now this is good. It's improved dramatically over the years as Android Studio has gotten better, but if I'm honest, I still prefer coding it with XML and having a little bit more control of where everything goes, but you will learn both methods on this particular course. So if we also then have a look at the little toolbar across the top here, these are kind of like our player controls, so we can start to emulate the app. So I'm going to go ahead and click this big green play button here, and we're going to have a little look at what our app currently looks like. So I'm kind of predicting what the app's going to look like here because I've got a text view already created for me, which is like a text box which is going to display some text. And if I start looking at the different parameters associated with this, then I have an Android text equals hello world. So hopefully I'm going to see an app that says hello world when I actually start the emulator. So let's have a go at doing that. So if I press play, it's going to open a little window which says select the deployment target. So these are all of the different builds I have already created. Now if you are down in the labs and down in the cells using the university machines, then the chances are you will have one already installed. If you're doing this from home, you're going to have to create one. So if you haven't got one already, you need to press create new virtual device, and I would recommend that you decide to choose a Nexus 5X with an API of 23. Okay, you can see here. Now I have two versions of these, and you want the x86 processor one. So I'm going to select this particular device to emulate my app onto. So if I press the app and then I press OK, it's going to load up the emulator. Now this is going to take a little while, and we can see down the bottom of the screen we've got some processes running, and we've got the Gradle build running, and then it's actually starting to piece together the different app